Hi, we're Paul and Denise Lambert. We work in Querétaro, Mexico. We have been missionaries since 1994. We have 7 children. They're quite involved in our ministry. About 13 years ago when we arrived in Querétaro, the church was a failed mission plant. There were about 20 adults who wanted to continue on. And we brought in a young, inexperienced seminary graduate named Eleazar Escobar. And the church has grown now to over 120. We have many more contacts, many more people who we work with in their homes. We have trained and discipled many people who have gone on to full-time ministry in other places. Even though we're a small church, we have successfully discipled people up and mobilized them into full-time ministry. So we have lost a number of dear people, but we're very, very proud. At this time, there's 6 men who are in training to be deacons and elders. We've encouraged them to take responsibility, to love on the congregation, to begin to take over pastoral type of duties. We hope to name elders this year, 2013, and deacons formally. One of the things I've learned in ministry is in order to develop leaders for the church, we need to develop families. You don't just name an elder, the whole family needs to be ready to support the ministry responsibilities. And that is a process that's taken us a time. If we have numbers, that would be great as well, but we'd rather turn out disciples than large numbers of people who have just made decisions. We have 6 nationals in a leadership team. They're going through a lot of different discipleship studies. They have all completed the BTCP 2-year process with Eleazar and Tim. We have several other BTCPs going right now in the area. We're training 2 other churches in Querétaro. We're also going to start 5 or 6 groups in Puebla State. Tim and Tona have been with us for about 2.5 years, and very exciting to have them on our team. Tim's a real go-getter, very active in teaching. Never saw a microphone he didn't like, and he's been a huge blessing.
My name is Tim Bedford. We have quite a passion for working in Mexico. My wife is Mexican. Our 2 boys are also both Mexican and American. Family side, we also have a historical connection to Mexico. My wife and I met there.
Brian and Plassy Fox came to us as senior missionaries, have been there just over a year in Querétaro. Brian brings a very deep love of discipleship, and so I've been able to turn over a lot of the young guys to him. If I could clone Plassy, it would be wonderful. She has taken over a large need of discipling and training women, the single mothers.
My name is Brian Fox. I'm married to Plassy Fox, who is from Chihuahua. We have 3 kids, Logan, Isabella, and Alejandra. We are coming up on our 9th year in Mexico. My wife, she disciples a couple of girls from Cristo Salva. She has them over, they do Bible study, they do accountability, they do prayer, counseling, stuff like that. Very hard ministry.
Aside from the preaching, I've also been helping in the praise and worship group. I do also some administrative things. I know that's not so exciting to talk about. I've helped the local church put up a website.
The pastor that I'm working with, his name is Saul. He is a graduate, one of the first graduates of the BTCP. He has a new church that's like 2 years old. The name of the church is Mexico Vive. I will be working with him.
We have several roles in the church, and we help in several different areas. BTCP is probably the largest. currently has one class. We're looking at starting 2 more. And we've also had several classes that have finished and graduated in the past.
How they can read their Bible, how they can get together, teach others their Bible, how they can have accountability, how they can grow in the Lord, how they can choose somebody else and pour into them and have those guys grow just like we're giving to them.
It puts Scripture in their hands. And so we give them the context, the rules of interpretation. We give them the tools to be able to preach and speak. You know, with the goal that one day we can leave them so that they can be on their own, fully functioning, either in churches or even missionaries themselves, hopefully one day. And we'll find another work, or we'll plan another work somewhere else.
And it's to mobilize Mexicans to do missions, to fulfill the Great Commission. Now, a lot of the guys that we work with, they have a heart to go to the Muslim community. You know, it would be our desire to teach these guys all that we know, that they can go over there and they can affect the lives of Muslims. They, as Mexicans, will have access to a whole different group of people that we as Americans would never have access to.
We've done one study through Evangelism Explosion. It's not just door-to-door evangelism, but it's more of a relational evangelism. It's not that we can't go door-to-door, but that just doesn't seem to be as effective as relational evangelism. And so just knowing how to share your faith in 5 minutes.
We're really excited about the Shrivers joining us this year. It's always fun to see someone who's passionate about evangelism, and the Great Commission has a burden for Mexico.
My name is Ryan Shriver. My wife is Rosa. We have 4 daughters, Juliana, Emma, Samantha, and Rosie. We're really excited to go and do some discipleship, some teaching, some evangelism. Whatever the Lord calls us to do, we're ready to do it.
I am confident they will draw people who are similar to them in age, reaching younger couples. Mexico is a very young country. One of the rules of church planting is you tend to attract who you are. So it's always exciting to be able to train and mentor and encourage to love on the younger couples.
There's really no other field for us but Mexico. The Lord has been preparing us for Mexico for as long as I can remember. Every major event in my life and my wife's has pointed us to this.
God's really answered a lot of our prayers as the church has grown physically. We've been able to grow in our building. We had land that was purchased many, many years ago and have built a first floor, a quite large building for the area. It has 4 Sunday school rooms, a kitchen, bathrooms, all indoor now. And we are trying to build a second floor, which will be a larger meeting hall. Probably about 85–90% capacity right now as far as space. So we're debating on starting satellite works.
We have a lot of needs that need to be fulfilled. We have a church over there that's half built and it's busting at the seams. We need somebody to come over and help us with the building.
You know, we've used teams in so many different ways. We usually do an inventory with the teams and ask them what skills, what things that they bring to the table and try to use them. We have used teams for music and dancing evangelism, had dance classes for evangelism. We've had cooking evangelistic classes, backyard Bible clubs.
Really anybody can come and do ministry. We've had all ages. We've even had families come down, you know, families with little kids. We do love having teams, and you know, we've had kind of a drop-off in the last couple of years, but we would love to continue to have teams come down.
Mexico's closer than a lot of mission fields, and I would say right now Mexico is as open and available as it's ever been. Mexico is safe enough for my children. It's safe enough for teams from America to come.
Mexico's safer than Detroit. They tell you in Detroit, stay out, we can't protect you. I have been shot at no times. That's good. I had a guy try to kidnap me, but I had to knife him. No. You know, we've been there a year and 3 months, and in the year and 3 months, I've not seen anything out of the ordinary. I have not heard anything crazy.
Americans are very welcome, very well received. The teams are very useful. I would say about half of our church speaks English, at least somewhat. Our team loves receiving short-term teams. We've had fun with our teams. Many of our teams have returned a number of times. Querétaro is one of the safest cities in all of Mexico. We've never had any issues with any teams, and I wouldn't ask a team to come if I didn't feel it was safe. Whatever a team might bring, even if it's just a warm smile, a willing heart, and a flexible servant attitude, God can use that greatly in Mexico.